Hey there, YouTube coin community. It's Dustin with CoinOp. Tonight, I know we were supposed to do the live stream. I do have a lot on my plate tonight. I have a lot going on. I don't have time for it, so I'm pre-recording an Under the Scope session with one of our viewers. This is Daniel Linebarier. I always mess up his name. I want to call him Daniel Linebacker instead of Barrier. I don't know why.
You've done it in many videos.
Yeah, see? But yeah, this is Danny. Danny brought along, he lives right here in York, Pennsylvania, which is the town that I live in. And he brought along some of his error and variety coins for us to put under the scope to show you. And he's got some cool stuff. So we'll take a look at that. Now, of course, anytime I am handling somebody else's coins or uncirculated coins or proof coins or coins that have any kind of value of any kind other than face value, I always wear gloves. Now, when I am coin searching, however, and it's just circulated coins that are in the rolls or in a jug, I don't put on gloves for that. In my opinion, they've already been touched up, fingered up, the damage is already done. But on an uncirculated coin or a proof coin, if you touch it with your bare hands, your skin exudes certain chemicals such as sulfur. So there's trace amounts of stuff like sulfur in your skin that will permanently damage and alter the surface of that coin. You take an uncirculated coin and touch it, about a week later, your fingerprint will be permanently toned into that coin and you can't ever get rid of it without permanently destroying the coin. So, wear gloves if you can. Now, I'm wearing latex gloves. A lot of people with big hands, they'll just cut the fingers off and just wear the fingers. A lot of times I get cotton gloves. This is the time of year when you're out and about in a dollar store to pick up a nice little pair of cotton gloves. You get them for about $1. It's not that difficult. Okay. Well, I guess Penny Cat just went running by. So Danny brought along a bunch of really cool coins. So what all are we going to show here tonight? These are the ones that I picked out that I wanted to show. So if you want to tell everybody what you've got right there, then I'll have them explain the other ones.
All right, let me see what I'm looking at. This was found in Pocket Change about 3 months ago. 1968D Lincoln Cent with a lamination peel.
Oh, this one has a very nice lamination peel right on the backside of Lincoln's head. Now, I do have this scope pulled out. We will put some of this stuff under the scope here so that you can take a look at it. Now, this is a 1968 Denver Mint Lincoln Cent. This is a really nice AU example, easily an AU example. We'll throw this under the scope real quick so we can, you know what, it's going to have a lot of glare. You don't mind if I take it out of its holder?
All right, go ahead.
I'm going to take it out of its holder, and I'm going to re-holder it for him before he leaves. Let's pull that out of its holder so we can see this under the scope. All right. So, as I said, this is a 1968D. This is a very nice AU example. This was in Pocket Change. You can see a few, a little bit of wear on the high points. Let me pull up a cursor here. On the high points, which the high points on a Lincoln Cent would be the jawline, the cheek, a little bit on the back of the ear and the hair, and up on top of the head. Now, I don't really see anything on top of the head. There's just a little bit of wear along the jawline and the cheek. So this is a really nice AU example that has some natural rosy toning going along with it too. It's natural toning, but if you look, it has a very large lamination peel right on the backside. So during the annealing process, something had gotten mixed into it and eventually peeled right on out. That is a very massive, very broad lamination peel. Very beautiful mint error. I love a nice lamination peel. And you said you found this in Pocket Change?
Yeah.
Nice. Were you coin searching or just glancing at your change?
That was just what I had in my pocket at the end of the night.
That's pretty cool. Oh, there's a 1968 Denver Mint Lincoln Cent with a very, very, very nice lamination peel. Alrighty. Let's move on here. Put that one aside.
I don't know if your microscope will pick this up, but got an 1864 2-cent piece. Has a 180-degree rotation error. Okay. I thought it was kind of interesting.
Looking at this 1864 grade-wise, this is an 1864. Let me move that out of the way. This is an 1864 2-cent piece. Now the camera's at a distance. There's two of us in here. I will put this under the scope. Grade-wise, I put this at around between a G4, G6. It's maybe a little bit better. Might be a VG. No, I'll put it more of a VG. I can see some line separation in the shield. This is lower grade, but it's all original. I don't see any major nicks, dings, or anything to keep it from grade. And this is an 1864 2-cent piece. Just so you guys know, we did have lots of different denominations. We had 2-cent pieces, 3-cent pieces. We had 20-cent pieces. We used to have half dimes. Before we had nickels, we had half dimes. So this is a 2-cent piece. Now you can see on 2-cent pieces where on these ones typically are going to show over here on all the leaves and berries. Right here where it says "In God We Trust," "we" is typically one of the first things to wear right off of this. It should say "we" right here. And trust. Now for 1864, there are two different main varieties. There's the large motto and small motto. This is a large motto, it looks like. And the small motto is worth a lot of money. Look at that closer. But this has a rotation error. I'm going to flip it over right here under the scope where it says 1864. This is a 180-degree rotation error. It is not the way it's supposed to be. When you flip a coin over vertically like that, it should be upside down. And it's not. So this has a 180-degree rotation error. This is a nice mint error. Now, rotation errors on your coins from the 1800s are a lot more common than what you're going to find on coins of today. The minting process back then was slightly different, so you had better chances of having rotation errors like this 1864, where the adverse and the reverse are both facing the same direction, and they're not supposed to be. That's a pretty cool find right there. I like that a lot. What else we got over there? Now, I've got a few of his coins set right here that I'm going to show you kind of last with his coins. These are goodies.
All right, here I just have a penny, year unknown. It's a
off
strike.
Extreme off center. We probably don't need to take this one out to show you. This is a very nice off center Lincoln cent. Looks to be a nice uncirculated one. And this is easily 85 to 90% off center. There's only a small section of Lincoln's bust visible on the coin. The rest of it is blank. So let me put this under there and show you this one real quick. That is the only portion of Lincoln that is left on the coin. Just his, that's not my cursor. Come on, cursor. Just his bust. The rest of the coin is blank. So it is so far off center that only a tiny bit is struck. Let me turn this over. There's on the reverse, you can see just a little bit of United and States and the E from the Pluribus Unum. That's it. The rest of it is blank. Excuse me. So this is a very nice off center. This is probably about a 90% off center. When they are really far off center like this, they do bring in more value. But I'm going to show you another one that he has. Well, you know, I'll show you that at the end. But they do bring in more value when they're extreme off center, such as this. I know he has a few other off centers in here. Let me grab one of his other off centers that I'd seen. I'll show you one that's not as extreme off center, but it's still, I mean, all of his off centers that he has are very nice off centers. An off center like this is not going to bring as much as the off center that we just looked at. Now this is a 1970 something. Can't see the last digit. But this is a very beautiful off center right here as well. But this one is about 20-25% off center. When they're really off center like this, they bring in a couple more bucks. So that's a really, really beautiful off center that he's got right there. And then he also has this off center, which I've had quite a few of these. It's probably a 2000. Yeah, it's definitely a 2000. I could tell it was zinc just by looking at it. But this one's about 60-65% off center. You only have the bottom portions of the bust, small section of the date, and Liberty visible on that portion. Let's turn that one over. And of course, we've got the Memorial Building. United States of A. E pluribus unum, and then the rest of it is blank. This is a beautiful off center. And again, that's an uncirculated off center. Very beautiful coin. All right, what you got there?
What is this? This is a 1995 Lincoln Cent. It's a double die of verse.
Okay, right here he has. Hey, let me take a quick look at this. This is a 1995 double die verse. This is listed as DDO-001. Now, this is a very popular double die. This is in the Red Book of Coins, which the Red Book of Coins only lists just a couple double dies. They only list the most popular double dies, repunch mint marks, and over mint marks or over dates. They only list the most popular. So this is one of the most popular. And the cool thing about it is you can readily find these while searching. They didn't catch these till later on in the production, so it's estimated that around 20,000 examples escape the mint, and because of that, it keeps values on them nice and low. And this is a very extreme double die, so if this had much less examples, this would be worth a lot of money. But because there's a lot out there, if you want to own a really beautiful double die, you can easily either find one searching if you take the time, or you could easily go to eBay or any other place that sells coins and buy one for a really decent price. Now, what I was looking at on his, this is a very high grade example. This is easily like an MS66, MS67, if not higher, and it's a full red. When it comes to grading Lincoln Cents, when you get into uncirculated grades, there's 3 different categories that the grading companies list them as. There's brown, which is your standard Lincoln Cent. Should be a brown. Let me put this under the scope. This would be considered a brown. This is your standard brown color that you get on a Lincoln Cent. And then you have what's called red brown, where it's brown but still has traces of its original red luster, the way it was minted. And then you have what they call full red. This is a full red example. This is as it was just struck. It has the original coloring that it should have, and they would consider this a full red. Full red examples bring a lot more money than a red brown or a brown example. I'm going to zoom in on this. Now, this is a very bold double die that can easily be seen on the word liberty and on In God We, and a little bit on trust. Now, you're not going to see really any doubling on the date. On this double die, the doubling is pretty much on the left side of the coin. Let's zoom this in. If I can focus. I'm having focusing issues. Here we go. Okay. Now, as I was saying, it's still not fully focused in. Let me pull up where it's bigger. Focusing a lot easier when I can see it better. Okay. Just about there. Here we go. Now, it still is in the plastic. I really don't want to take this one out of the plastic because it's just a really nice example, and I don't want to risk dinging or nicking it. Because when they are in really nice high grades and they're a full red like this one is, they can fetch some really nice money. Now, on this one right here, doubling can easily be seen on Liberty, as I had just said. So you can see it on the L. The L is about twice the thickness it should be. You can see it on top. You can see it on the I. You can clearly see it on the B and on the E, the R, the T. You can clearly see it on the Y and the T. If you come up to the motto, In God We Trust, you will easily be able to see it, especially in hand. When you're using a jeweler's loupe looking at these, it's very obvious, but you can clearly see the spread and separation, even on the D. Now it starts to get more mild. I mean, you can still clearly see it on We. You can see the splits on it, but when you get over to Trust, you can barely see any doubling at all. You can see a little bit up on the T, a little bit down on the R, but by the time you get to the other side of it, there's next to no doubling. And then down on the date, you're not going to really see any doubling at all. Now, this one happens to have a nice little die chip. You're going to find this die chip on lots of 1995s. I'm not too sure why, but this is a little common die chip that you're going to find inside the second 9 of 1995s. I see it all the time. Don't know why, but it's a common little die chip. You know, you're not going to see much doubling on his profile. You're pretty much going to see it on Liberty and on the motto. And now we'll take a quick look at the reverse of this. Let me zoom it out so we can really soak this reverse in. I see Danny found a Lincoln. That's Lincoln Kitty. There you go. It's got a little bit of spotting down there, but beautiful, beautiful coin. So there is just a gorgeous 1995 double die that Danny brought in. And I see Danny found my favorite Lincoln, Lincoln the cat. Where's Penny at? Penny! Meow, meow. I don't know where Penny Cat went to, but Lincoln Cat is right here. My dog is back there, and Penny Cat is usually around here somewhere. Okay, everybody, here's what we're going to do now. I'm going to show you some of the real good goodies. So there's some of the stuff that I think is really, really cool that he brought in. Come here, Penny. Penny comes when you call, just so you know. So here's Penny. She just came from downstairs. So, two burly guys with small cats on camera. That's normal.
My daughter will love this.
Your daughter will love this. Abby loves these cats. So here's little Penny Cat. This is the one that everybody named on one of the streams. And then the other name that you guys picked was Lincoln, so that one got that name. So these are my little kitties. Okay, let me show you some of the goodies that he brought along. I'm going to start with a 1983. Is this a Philadelphia or Denver mint?
Yeah, I think it was Philadelphia.
1983 Philadelphia mint, Jefferson nickel. Grade-wise, this is probably about an XF40. But this features a very massive reverse die clash. Uh-oh. Who's calling? Somebody from Georgia. Okay, now this Jefferson nickel features a very massive reverse die clash. Now there's a small die clash on the obverse, but the majority of it you're going to see on the reverse. I'm going to start by showing you the front, the obverse of the coin. And the only spots that I really can see remnants of clashing, and it's going to be really hard for me to show you the obverse clash marks, but pretty much down here in the date. And there were a couple other small spots, but on the adverse, it's really difficult to see. But when I turn this over, you'll be able to see the clashing. I'm going to turn it upside down to make it a little bit more obvious. But if you look right here, this is part of Jefferson. There's another part of Jefferson. You can even see his remnants of his hair. But Jefferson is clearly clashed in. Here's the top of his head. Is clearly clashed into the reverse. Now this is a known die clash on maddieclashes.com. If you were to go over to Mad Die Clashes, this one is listed as Die Clash 1983-02. So if you were taking a look at the Washington Quarter Die Clash, the Jefferson Nickel Die Clashes on maddieclashes.com, this is listed as 1983-02. So this is a known die clash. It's a very beautiful die clash. I like die clashes a lot. I collect die clashes, so I love seeing that stuff. Now the next one I want to show you, this is really, really cool. I love double struck coins. I think double struck coins are just an awesome, awesome mint error. And this is a double struck dime. I do have it out of its packaging right now. And what's interesting about this one, when it comes to a double struck coins do carry nice value. But if the second strike has a full date, so you have 2 dates on the coin, well, then it carries a lot more value. So this is a double struck 1973 Denver Mint dime. I believe it's 1973. My eyes might be playing tricks on me at this distance. Yep, 1973 Denver Mint dime that was double struck and features both the dates. So I'm going to show you this double struck dime. This is really cool to me. So here's the main strike. But whoop, when we get down here to where you can see the date, there's the 1973. Here's the double strike. And you can clearly see the date on its second strike. Now the double strike basically got about 10% of the coin. So it didn't fully eject from its striking chamber. It was struck a second time, leaving that impression of the dime. Let me turn it over and show you the reverse. So up top, you can see just a small portion of where it was double struck. And then you've got your torch, all of that. But this is a really, really cool double struck coin. These are not that common. To have both dates is not that common. It's pretty scarce to have both dates. Typically when it's double struck, cat, come on. All right, my cat was getting into stuff. That's why I typically don't like him in the room, the studio, when I'm recording. But as I was saying, when they feature both of the dates, it's kind of scarce. Most of the time, the double strike is not going to have the other date. And this one happens to. So that is a really awesome find. Last but not least, Danny has had excellent luck with
2016 Harper's Ferry quarters.
The 2016 Washington quarter, the Harper's Ferry quarter, which is one of the state quarters. How many different double die reverses have you found now for that?
Oh, I'm up to a dozen easy.
Are they all different, or you got some repeats?
No repeats yet.
So he has found now a total of 12 different double die reverses for the Harper's Ferry. He does have a couple that there's no listings for. Now, he has not sent them off to like John Wexler or anybody to be attributed yet. He brought them over and showed me. They're wonderful examples. I can't find any listings for them, so they're new discoveries. This is one that he just found. When did you find this one?
Yesterday afternoon at the laundromat.
Now, did you look this one up to attribute it? Or
I looked on doubledie.com, but I could not find one that matched it.
Okay. Well, we'll end up, after we're done filming this, we'll take a look. But here is a Harper's Ferry. Now, I'm going to show you the total coin first, and I'll zoom in on it. But this is the 2016 Harper's Ferry Washington quarter. This is the 2016 quarter series. Now, this is a double die reverse. There are a bunch of different double die reverses for the Harper's Ferry quarter. Now, the Harper's Ferry quarter features this beautiful building on the reverse. And the spots that you're looking for doubling is right in the main archway, which right above the word Browns. Whoop. On the fort right here. Let me get my cursor. I hate it when it does that. You're going to be looking at the main arch right here, and pretty much up in the top section of this arch is where you want to be looking on a large majority of these for the doubling. So let me zoom in on this. And slide this over here. Might have to really zoom in. Message after message.
It's in the wrong arch.
Stop. I'm on the wrong arch. Alrighty. This actually is doubling in quite a few different spots. Huh. Interesting. Okay, I'm going to make this a little bit bigger. I'm going to block us out just for a minute, just because I really want to show you where the doubling is on, whoop, it's us. I was about to pull our camera totally off the screen. Now on this one, on the archway, the main archway, on the top of the archway, inside the window panes is where you typically find the doubling. Now if you look right here, there's a little doubling of a window pane inside. There's some doubling right there. The main spot on this one though is there's an extra window pane in the inside of it right here, and right here, and right over here. You can see a little bit up top, a little bit in here. So this just has lots of extra doubling on the window panes itself. Now, as I said, this is one of the Harper's Ferry quarters. Let's look and see if there's doubling anywhere else. And typically, those are the main spots, is that main archway. I'm not seeing it. Other spots. This main archway. And then a couple other spots when you're looking at your Harper's Ferry quarters for the double die reverses. A couple other spots to check is there's a few of them that doubling shows on the barrel. Right here. So you also want to check around the barrel. Check around all of this stuff here. Just look for anything that looks out of place. I mean, you can see the doubling right here. This is not correct. You clearly see it right in here. So this is a double die reverse. Now, if you do happen to find one of these, keep in mind they've only been around for a little over a year. And if you happen to find one of these, they do carry a small premium. They could, you know, this one right here would easily fetch $5 to $10. So they do carry a value. They do have a premium. So if you do find one, it is definitely worth putting it aside. So there's some of Danny's wonderful coins, error and varieties that he has found. Thank you so much for bringing these out to me.
Thank you for having me.
Awesome, of course, anytime. Everybody, I will see you in the next one. I know I wanted to live stream tonight, but I just have so much going on. It was not fitting in the schedule. So I will see everybody in the next live stream. Until then, have fun. I have to take this call. Hey, dude. Okay, just message me in like 5-10 minutes. I'm currently on camera. Okay, cool. Awesome. All right. Man, I've gotten like 80 messages while I've been talking on camera.
Good Lord.
It's just... This is no, not emergency call. Oh.
Can we just call 911?
No, I almost went to emergency dialer. I've got 9 missed messages, missed calls, voicemail, Facebook stuff. Oh my goodness. Okay, let's get back into this. All right, last but not least, I'm going to have to edit that little section out. Last but not least,